Welcome again. I'm Deborah Walters from Deborah's Healing Arts, and every week I take a question. And this week, Beth from London writes about relationships, wondering about friends and when to make people good friends, when to make people just acquaintances. It's a really great question about boundaries. So let's talk about being a good deep sea diver with relationships, shall we? Again, last week's query was about I liken things to the ocean, so we'll use a similar metaphor this week for relationships. So, as you know, the ocean has this upper layer, the surface of the waves, and it's changeable. And this is sort of like the sea of humanity. We walk around the streets, we have some level of trust every day that you're not going to harm me, you're not going to mug me. Hello, you smile at a stranger and a friend walking down the street. And this is a certain level of trust. And when you interact with people, there's a certain level of formality that hopefully common courtesy we're using in everyday life. And these are called just people we run into every day. Now, if we start running into people every day that are common, we start calling them acquaintances. We may see them at where we worship, we may see them at school, different places that we see people over and over again, repeat times, and we can call these people acquaintance. So we're going down from that top layer down to the next layer. We kind of peek our head into the ocean and we chit chat. We kind of get to know the story of the person, maybe the person who checks you out every day at the grocery store. You get to know, oh, she has 2 kids. How are they doing? And then you can chit chat. This is acquaintanceship. Some people should be left at acquaintanceship, and you determine this by spending some time with your acquaintance and making an acquaintance, spending some time with them, getting a chit chat. And you want to leave it on this layer of chit chatting, of this formality for a long time to see, is this person trustworthy enough? Are they sensitive enough to their own feelings and other people's feelings? You want to see about their virtues a bit and their character. And then you can invite them into that layer, next layer down, which is a friendship. Now, oftentimes we have expectations in our friends, and our ego can get in the way of this. Once we make someone a friend, then we expect certain things. And our rules can be a friend is on time, a friend is respectful, a friend, comes to me when I'm in need. And everybody has their own little climate or culture of what a friend should be. So it's important to spend some time in that acquaintance level, getting to know what that is for that person. And so you invite someone down to the level of friend, and you spend a lot of time, like a good deep sea diver again, going into this layer and adjusting to the pressure of friends. Now we're friends. Well, how do we do on this layer? And a good deep sea diver recognizes when the pressure is equalized and that they can go a little further. And so this is again a quest of trust, a quest of virtue, of character, finding out more and more about the person, and really letting them gradually come into your life. Now, when you spend enough time on this layer and built a really good foundation of friendship, and hopefully that's on trust and truthfulness, which is the foundation of all the virtues, I feel that if you don't have a foundation of truthfulness, then there's really no relationship, and you're kind of back on the top of the sea. But oftentimes we have a lot of friends that we call friends who are not very truthful with us, or we are with them. And I wonder, what is the relationship there? It's just we get together and talk about things that are intimate with one another, and we relate to them on this level, but they're not really truly a friendship. And so once you've adjusted to the friendship layer, then is the time when the deep sea diver knows it's time to go down, if invited, to the intimate layer of the inner sanctum. Kind of, these are the friends I really can rely on. I've really spent many years cultivating this friendship. They're my inner circle, so to speak. These are spouses, these are family members that you've really built time and trust with, and that you truly love. Now, of course, love can supersede on all these levels, but really there's different brightnesses and relationships of love and trust on each level. And even after the inner sanctum, I believe there's a really deep level of trust and relationship with the universe or God, whatever you subscribe to in calling that. But there's this deep level of 100% trust where it's been very intimate. It's between you and your inner part of you. And this is another layer that you can decide to go to or not. So Beth, in your quest to find friendships, sometimes you're going to keep moving people through the layers down and down, and sometimes you get them on the layer and you decide later on that it's not appropriate to have them on that layer. You've changed, they've changed, circumstances have changed, and you may have to bump them up to acquaintanceship. But hopefully, this is a really good guide for you to think about how to make friends, what the process is of life, what you're looking for, and especially looking for a good partner in life. So, good luck. Thanks for checking in. If you'd like to send a question that I might answer next week, send it to the email address below. I'd be very happy to take a look at it this week. Have a wonderful weekend.